I would like to ask you whether you'd had any thoughts and reflections on your area of expertise, which is industrial vehicle design, and how you think COVID-19 might conceivably impact the design of such vehicles, both in the short and the longer term.
Well, I can see that in a couple different sides, I guess. I think a lot of it, before I even get to that, I guess I think it's more of what's really going to happen with all of this, and is this really going to change everything, or is it okay? We come up with a vaccine in a year or year and a half, and we quickly forget everything and go back to business as usual. So on that scenario, then I see nothing changing. Basically, on probably more realistic scenario, I think there's going to probably be a lot of change from all the way from manufacturing, all the way up to operator interface and whatnot. And the operator interface side, I don't know how much it's going to really change, because in the sense that, heavy equipment, for the most part, you've got one person in an operator cab. He's pretty much isolated. It's not really, from that standpoint, an issue. But then there are also issues of you might not be the only person using that piece of equipment that day. Unless you're the owner operator and you're the only guy using it, great. But if you're not, then, there might be some sanitary issues that might come into play. And then, of course, you could go down a crazy path, too, in the sense of, in the long run, well, what are these, type of flu situations going to incorporate? Are there going to be worse ones where you might have to worry about more air quality than you do now, per se, in a cab? So, in other words, with like measles, the air can stay aerosol, or the air can stay infected for a long time, and so if something like that happens, then that might even be more of an issue with, how do you air out a cab quickly, basically, something along those lines.
Okay. I'm curious to get your take on whether you think the pandemic may hasten the introduction of autonomous vehicles, for instance.